during COP30. This gathering represents for me far more than a judicial proceeding. It embodies humanity's awakening to a fundamental truth that indigenous peoples have carried for millennia. We are not separate from nature, but are an inseparable part of the living fabric of our planet. We meet in a city whose very name evokes Bethlehem, a place of new beginnings, yet we gather on lands that have witnessed both the ancient wisdom of forest guardians and the modern devastation brought by those who see nature merely as a resource to be exploited. And the choice of Belém merely is profoundly symbolic for me. Here, where the Amazon River meets the Atlantic Ocean, where countless life forms converge in magnificent biodiversity, we all affirm that the rights of nature and human rights are not parallel concepts, but deeply interconnected realities flowing together like the waters that surround us. The indigenous peoples of Gala have long understood that Western legal systems are only beginning to recognize. The Pachamama, our Mother Earth, possesses inherent rights that exist independent of human activity. She is not property to be owned, not a mere backdrop for human activity, not an inexhaustible repository of resources. She is the source of life, of all life, the foundation of all ecosystems, the mother that nurtures and sustains every living being. And when we speak of the right of nature, we acknowledge this sacred relationship, a relationship that many have forgotten, but that remains encoded in the cosmovision of peoples who have lived in harmony with the earth for thousands of years. Yet today, we must confront a devastating reality. The right of nature, codified in constitutions, recognized in declarations, affirmed in international forums, has been systematically violated by states and corporations alike. From the burning of the Amazon to the pollution of sacred rivers, from the destruction of wetlands to the poisoning of soils, from the extraction of minerals that open the earth's skin to the emission of greenhouse gases that destabilize our climate, we witness daily assault against the integrity, the capacity of nature, and the daily existence of natural ecosystems. These violations are not for me abstract legal infractions. They represent attacks on the water that quenches our thirst, the air that fills our lungs, the soil that grows our food, the forest that regulates our climate. And when nature's rights are violated, human rights inevitably suffer. Environmental defenders, often indeed people, rural communities, women protecting their territories, pay with their freedom and sometimes their lives for defending what should be defended by law. The persecution of environmental defenders and destruction of nature are two faces of the same coin, two manifestations of a system that privileges short-term profit over long-term survival, corporate interest over collective well-being. And this tribunal exists precisely because conventional legal systems have often failed to protect nature and those who defend her. Traditional frameworks that treat ecosystems as objects, as properties, as commodities, are proven inadequate to the existential challenges we face. The Earth Rights jurisprudence we build here, case by case, testimony by testimony, represent for me a revolutionary legal paradigm, one that recognizes nature as a subject of rights, as a right holder entitled to exist, to persist, to regenerate, and to flourish. Over the last day, at COP, I heard testimonies that document specific violations, cases where states have abdicated their duty to protect ecosystems, where corporations have prioritized extraction over preservation, where the regulatory framework meant to safeguard nature has been systematically weakened or ignored. I've heard from communities on the front lines. I've heard from scientists documenting ecological collapses, from legal experts who have witnessed the instrumentalization of law to serve destruction rather than protection. And these testimonies are difficult to hear. They speak of loss, they speak of suffering, they speak of injustice, but they also speak of resistance, of courage, of the human rights spirit that refuses to accept ecocide as inevitable. This tribunal operates at the intersection of law, ethics, and politics. While your recommendations may not carry the binding force of state courts, they carry something perhaps more powerful, moral authority. Rooted in a growing global consensus that ecocide must end, that nature's rights must be respected, that future generations deserve to inherit a living planet. Your work here contributes to the construction of customary international law, will influence constitutional developments, will strengthen the arguments of environmental defenders in courts worldwide, and build pressure on states and corporations to change course before it is too late. I invite all present to remember why this tribunal has been established. Not merely to judge past wrongs, but to prevent future ones. Not simply to assign blame, but to chart a path toward a different relationship between humanity and the natural world. The right to nature movement is a movement for survival, a movement for justice, a movement for the recognition that our fate and natural state are inseparably bound together. Let this tribunal continue to be a space where truth is spoken to power, where the voices of the marginalized are amplified, where the rights of rivers and forests and mountains are defended with the same vigor we defend human rights. And let our deliberation here in Belém, in the embrace of the Amazon, send a clear message to COP30 and beyond. The age of impunity for ecological destruction must end. The time for accountability has arrived. The era of treating nature as a sacrifice stone is over. Those who destroy ecosystems, those who poison waters, those who burn forests, those who drive species extinction, whether they were corporate suits or whole government offices, they must answer for their crimes against life itself. The earth demands justice, the future demands action, and we, gathered here today, we demand an end to ecocide. Thank you, and may our work honor the Pachamama who sustains all us. Thank you very much.